kids, welcome everyone. Due to lockdown we are running online classes, you know very well. So now kids, I would like to request you to go through the slides and through this video try to clear your concept, the chapter called Sentences and Phrases. This is the first chapter from your grammar book. The very first question which comes in your mind, that is what a sentence is, right? So kids, a sentence is a group of words and it makes complete sense. For example, Rohit works hard. So first of all you have to find out who Rohit is. Rohit is a subject over here. And works hard together will be the predicate. You can see in the video that it has been written structure. Structure means S plus V plus O or VSO. What is this? I hope you don't know about it. So first of all, I'm going to tell you the structure, that is subject plus verb plus object. Whenever you are putting a sentence which is negative or affirmative. But what about the sentence which are interrogative? So for that you have to follow the structure VSO. Do you love birds? Now the question is, how will you recognize that yes, this is the correct sentence? So for that you have to follow some rules. First of all, you always remember that yes, a sentence is a group of words that makes complete sense. Rule number 1. Rule number 2, that it always begins with a capital letter. And rule number 3 is always end with a full stop or an exclamation mark or a question mark. Now kids, let's see the next example. Works hard Rohit. Does it make any sense? No, it doesn't. It's not a correct sentence. Do you know why? Because it is not giving you the complete sense. Even the words are here is like puzzling and making you confused, right? So that is what you have to follow. And you have already heard about the structure. You have seen the structure. That structure is also been not following here. Okay? So the structure for sentence, to form a sentence is like S plus V plus O or VSO. It could be like that. Understood? Now the question is division or parts of a sentence. There are two types. Okay? First of all, one is subject. There should be a subject and rest of the words we are going to call it predicate. Fine. So kids, now the question is, how will you trace a subject or a predicate in a sentence? Yes, you have to see the example. So with the help of that example, we will know how to find out a subject or a predicate in a sentence. Okay? So first of all, here you can see Roma reads a book. You have already known about the verbs. Verbs are action words which denote some actions, right? So here reads is a verb. As Roma is third person singular number, so that's why with the verb we have to put S. But that is the correct format. So reads, don't confuse with that here R-E-A-D and then S is also there, including there. So reads, okay, just because of third person singular number Roma, she is there. So that is why we have to put S or ES with the verb. Fine. Next, to find out the subject, you just ask your verb simply, who reads? Who or what? You have to ask. I have written. So the answer would be the subject. So you got your answer. Roma reads a book. Who? Roma. So you got your subject over here. Now what is predicate? Predicate is the rest of the sentence. Is the second part of sentence that speaks something about the subject. So basically here we are having two parts in a sentence. Subject is the first part of the sentence that speaks what a sentence is about, and predicate that speaks something about the subject. Now you have understood well. So now let's move on to the next topic. Now our question is, what is an object? So to understand that, definitely just go through this given example. You already have learnt earlier how to find out a subject in a sentence. Now, how to find out an object in a sentence? He throws a ball. Simply the same format you have to follow. Ask your verb by what or whom. So you will be getting answer. One answer definitely you will get, that is to find out an object in a sentence. Here the answer is a ball. Okay. Thus always remember, a transitive verb requires an object to make complete sense and indicates an action which passes over from the doer to an object. Okay. You might have confused about a transitive verb. Transitive verbs are those which do have an object. Okay. And in the same way, the opposite is intransitive verbs are those which do not have an object. Remember this. Okay. Remember kids, whenever you are getting an answer by asking what or whom, definitely that particular answer is an object. Fine. And always remember that particular verb would be a transitive verb. Kids, you have to remember that there are two types of object. Number one, direct object. Number two, indirect object. So now we have to clear our concept with a direct object. What is a direct object? Now I am going to explore with the help of an example what is a direct object or how to find out the direct object. So here I have given you an example on the screen. You can see the teacher gave sweets to the children. Now you have to ask your verb once again by putting question, what gave? Answer is sweets. You have found out the direct object. Okay. The noun answering what after the verb is called the direct object. So in this way you can find out the direct object. Simply you have to ask the verb by what, and the answer you will be getting will be the direct object. The first answer, always remember. Okay. Now let's see what is an indirect object. The same example I'll be telling once again. Here we have to ask our verb by putting to whom gave, to whom, from whom, for whom. This type of questions, whenever you are getting the answer after putting the question, the answer would be the indirect object in that particular sentence. So here the answer is sweets to the children, and the children is indirect object over here. I must say now, the noun naming the person for whom something is done, an action being done, okay, for somebody is called an indirect object. Kids, before moving to next topic, that is the complement, first of all I want to define what the complement is. A thing that contributes extra features to something else in such a way as to improve its quality. That is what a complement is. As we already discussed, the transitive verb where an object was required, it should be present over there. But in some sentences, a verb requires an additional word to complete its meaning. So, this group of words required to complete the predicate is called a complement. Okay. For example, the baby was alert. People are in the hall. You can see on the screen. In the hall is the extra, means additional words. Doesn't indicate an action which passes over from doer to an object. So whenever in the sentence you will be finding out the verb which do not have any object, I already told you, will be known as intransitive verb. Understood? After knowing the concept of sentence, now we have to see types of sentences. Sentence can be divided into different types on the basis of their meanings. So here we are having 4 types of sentences. Okay? Declarative sentence, interrogative sentence, imperative sentence, exclamatory sentence. Let's discuss about declarative sentence. Declarative sentence makes statements or some kind of observation. They are of 2 types. It can be affirmative, means positive, and negative. Okay? Affirmative or positive sentence simply say or state something. Okay, that should be positive. Like, for example, I like to eat mangoes. And whenever you are having a negative meaning in a sentence which express a negative meaning, that is a negative sentence. For example, I don't like to go to school. Now, interrogative sentences. An interrogative sentence asks a question and is formed by putting the auxiliary verb before the noun. Remember that format? V plus S plus O. So verb will be before the noun. For example, don't you like reading? Or would you like to go somewhere? Remember, after ending of the sentence, you have to put question mark in interrogative sentence. Now next is imperative sentence. Sentence express requests, commands, advices or suggestions are imperative sentence. So in that particular sentence, the subject is invariably the second person pronoun. For example, go to your room. Please don't call me. So your, me, these are second person pronoun. Okay. Now exclamatory sentence. Such sentence which express sudden or strong feelings or emotions like surprise, delight, grief, disgust. An exclamatory sentence ends with an exclamation sign. For example, what a beautiful picture, what a beautiful sight. So after end of the sentence you have to put exclamation mark. The next topic is what is a phrase. Similarly, like a sentence, a phrase is also a group of words that make sense but not complete one. Even it doesn't have a subject or a predicate. For example, in spite of, in a corner, pink in color, at the shop. So these are broken words. For example, pink in color. What is pink in color? Are you getting any answer? No. Even you are not getting a subject and a predicate. How will you recognize that these sentences are, or the group of words are phrase? First of all, phrase do not have a subject or a predicate. It doesn't make complete sense. And also, it cannot stand by themselves. They need some supportive sentence. Okay? Now the question is, how many types are there in the phrases? 3 types of phrase you can see in your book: noun phrase, adjective phrase, adverb phrase. Now let's discuss each topic, each phrases. Now I'm telling you the definition. A noun phrase is one that acts as a noun in a sentence. For example, he expected to reach home early. If we ask, what did he expect? The answer we get to reach home early. So you have to remember that these group of words are acting as a noun and it doesn't have a finite verb. So we have to call it a noun phrase. In short, I'm telling you, finite verbs are verbs that change according to tense. Okay? Let's move on to the next topic, adjective phrase. Adjective phrase is a group of words that is also act as an adjective in a sentence. For example, flowers with good fragrance have been used for decoration. So here our subject is flowers and we are talking about flowers. Fragrance with good fragrance is our adjective phrase which describing about the flowers, right? Now last one is adverb phrase. A group of words that performs the function of an adverb in a sentence is called an adverb phrase. For example, Jane walked on the stage very gracefully. Here, adverb phrase modifying the verb walked. How she is walking? Very gracefully. Very gracefully is our adverb phrase. Now we have to remember that there are 3 types of adverb phrase which I am going to explain now. Adverb of manner talks about how the action is done. For example, our team took defeat in a generous manner. Okay, so you can question your verb how the action is done. In a generous manner is the answer. Next is adverb of place. It tells us where the action is done, talking about the place. So for example, we can say like we were looking for you in every possible place. In every possible place is deals with the place where the action is being done. Now the last one is adverb of time. It tells us when the action is done. For example, children like to play every evening. When children like to play? Every evening. So it is talking about the time, adverb of time. Understood? Have a nice day all of you.